Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the test account and we're going to be looking at the PvP event that everybody loves. Now overall, with PvP and the Treasure Scramble, we are seeing a big rise with the Awakened version of Lucius. I knew when we look at level deficiencies, he was getting absolutely decimated, but when it comes to being on the same level like in the PvP or looking at the Treasure Scramble, looking at the Twisted Realm and also the Cursed Realm, he is making a really big impact in all of those game modes. Now this one, of course, the Heroes of Esperia, this is a huge way to get some of these rewards, including your Stargazer Scrolls out of here, but you get a lot of tier 4 stones, which is awesome to see. You also get a ton of summons with the faction summons, and also the common scrolls. Common scrolls are where it's at. Now, in addition to all of the loot that you get just from where you end this event, which a majority of players, you're shooting for masters. This is really the goal that you're looking for. You want to get into masters. You really want to push. Even on my free-to-play account, I can get into masters. Even on the YouTube account, of course, we can make it into masters. But that is your goal, to get into that masters, which of course is right down here. This is the masters. So not only are you getting some chests, you're also getting some Stargazer Scrolls. You're getting 5 tier 4 stones, which is really cool to see. But in addition, when you start getting into the Heroes of Esperia, you can see we entered this. It placed us just where we needed to be. But there is also additional loot. So we'll go ahead, we'll collect all in here. You can see we're getting 2 elite stones right out of here. We're also getting some additional resources. But as you get further, so when you're going through the Heroes of Esperia and you're climbing and climbing and climbing and continuing progression, you're getting gold along the way. You're getting chests. You're getting an incredible amount of resources. You're getting some red chests in there, some twisted essence. You're getting some shards. As you continue to climb up higher and higher, you're starting to get baits. You're starting to get a lot more resources. This is the reason why you have to climb in this event all the way up to the tower where you can actually make it to masters. But like I was saying, with these chests, they get a lot better. You start getting cores in there. You start picking up Poke Coins, a bunch of different options with the chests that you do get out of here. Now, looking at the season rewards, we also have heroic rewards, which are for the frames. And there's also daily rewards, which again, you talk about an event that is really stocked full of loot. Is not only do you have champion bounties where you are getting, again, some resources in here, also seeing those epic emblem chests within here. We have some rare stones in there, also some additional loot, so we can go ahead and collect that up. Here are the quests that you're doing on a regular basis. These are the dailies. These are the season quests, so they're the ones that you're actually going to be doing over the entirety of the event itself. But in addition, when you go in here, when you're fighting the first team of the day, the first 3 teams, actually, you'll see daily rewards left, 3 of 3. So again, when you think of a multitude of ways, is you're getting a lot of treasure out of a multitude of ways. Now, again, these formations are, I think, a little bit older. We have the Eins formation in here, but looking at the level deficiency, now this is one spot that uses those martial ratings, which means that when you go into the level deficiency, which right there, we got 102 free essence. But when you start getting into the higher levels, they are using the martial ratings. That way you can go ahead and get and be essentially a higher level or a lower level, depending on exactly where you place. Now, in addition, there's always a buff. Now, this affects what teams you're using within PvP greatly. During a battle, the cooldown of the hero's ultimate skill becomes 7 seconds. Damage caused by crit is increased by 30%, and damage caused by their crit is reduced by 40%. The damage not caused by the crit. So essentially, you're looking for crit with this rampage. Target hit by the crit is unable to receive health regeneration for the next 6 seconds, which means immunities are going to be huge in here. This effect can be triggered once every 9 seconds. So a lot to take with the debuff, or the buff essentially that we have in here. So if you have heroes that are doing a very high amount of crit, so when you think of Palmer being able to do the crit amplification, when I think of the Awakened version of Athalia, a lot of other heroes, it's going to make a big difference in the amount of damage that you're putting within this game mode. Now, of course, based on the build, based on the levels, now here, we also have the ability to use collections. That is right, guys. Collections are going to be imperative in here. Now, again, similar to the Treasure Scramble, the Nightmare Corridor, looking at the Cursed Realm, now looking at here, we do have the ability, and we are seeing the ability to have those collections in here. And like we were talking with the martial ratings, you're set to 240. So if you are below 240, it is going to take you to 240. Every 10 levels is going to give you one more level that you actually gain in here. Now, all gear Mythic Tier 1, including the faction bonuses, if a hero is equipped with Mythic Tier 3 or higher, their original hero bonuses will be retained. Big part of building out those heroes. Signature items will be retained. Now, of course, this is huge because now we have the plus 40 and the plus 50 signature items. So if you're getting into the PvP aspect, not only is it incredibly expensive to be competitive in PvP, but now those heroes you have to a 30, 35, 40, 45, and 50 signature items are going to be retained. Elder Tree attributes are also retained. That is right. If you're looking at power leveling that Elder Tree, they are going to be retained as well. Oak in furniture is going to be retained. Artifacts will not be retained. Now, this, of course, was one of the big things that we kind of talked about before. When you look at the artifacts or you look at the class-specific artifacts, none of those are retained, similar to what we see with the Cursed Realm and also the Nightmare Corridor, but the collections are retained and the collections are used. Unions, of course, are not used, and then the Eternal Engraving is going to be retained. So you figure signature items, Elder Tree, higher level gear, Eternal Engraving, and the furniture is going to be retained, making it very imperative to really build these out and build these out well, because it's going to make a big difference. Now, one thing to note too is when you're looking at heroes is you can check out and look at their teams, see exactly who you're going in. Now, depending, again, kind of where you are within AFK Arena, depending also where you do have your heroes built, you might see a hero that is right here, 123, 113. These are the points or the ranking that we're going to gain by beating this hero. Definitely take a quick glance at the heroes they're running with. Right here, we have a couple of Mythic, we have a couple of Mythic Plus, even a couple Basic, Elite down here. Probably going to be pretty easy to defeat this formation based on exactly what we have. And funny enough, because in conjunction, you can also send them flowers, which I liked right in the bottom. So if you look at a hero, because it is the hero, you can send them flowers. So if you're really farming a hero pretty hard, you might want to send them some flowers, kind of as a makeup gift. But going through here, minimum 3 times a day. Now, the strategy that players used before were just kind of sandbagging and then going through here. Now, you do get free attempts every day, but the free attempts, I believe, are limited till 5. So if you are sandbagging, if you're waiting for the Heroes of Esperia to actually make progression later on, what's going to happen is you're going to get stuck having to spend a bunch of diamonds to essentially get some resources or make progression within here because you're not doing it on a daily basis. I would say coming in here, running this at least 5 times a day would probably be about the minimum, because you want to increase your loot in here, but also increasing your rating so you can get a lot more resources. And again, also picking up these Heroes of Esperia chests. All right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.